Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cardinal Cast, a weekly program originating from our beautiful campus here at Athens, Texas. If you want information how you can become a Cardinal, check out our website at tvcc.edu. Now, let's sit back and enjoy Cardinal Cast with our president, Jason Morrison.
Good afternoon, Cardinal Country. First off, if you don't realize, I am not Dr. Morrison. Dr. Morrison's unavailable today, and when we were getting ready for Cardinal Cast, I was like, put me in, coach, if you need me. So I'm Shady Clary. I'm the Assistant Director of Marketing Communications here at Trinity Valley Community College. And before we start our show today, let's remind everyone the mission of Trinity Valley Community College. Tom, do you happen to know it?
Don't ask me the question, no.
We are all about transforming lives through affordable and accessible education.
Correct, yeah.
We will not be having any other pop quizzes for the remainder of the show.
That's great. That's great.
That's our only pop quiz. Today we're going to talk all about welding. We have Tom here to tell us everything that has to do with the welding department, some of the opportunities that our welding students have, and just any questions that if you are a welding student or a student considering welding here at TVCC, maybe you want to have a question, you can hop in and let us know.
Sure.
I'll check the Facebook to make sure, but other than that, Tom, can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, my name's Tom Shuram. I'm the welding instructor here at Trinity Valley Community College. Been with the college 32 years teaching. This is my 23rd year teaching welding.
What made you pursue specifically welding? Why welding interests you?
It was an interest to me when I was a teenager. Also, my dad was a high school ag teacher, and so it fit into that as well. I was introduced to it as a, elementary age kid and was around it. I've been around it all my life. And so it's always been an interest to me. I enjoy working with my hands. I enjoy being able to take raw material and create something from it. And also come from a background of teachers. My mom and dad were both school teachers. My sister was a school teacher, a grandmother that was a school teacher. So kind of fit.
You took that culture that was built in the house of teaching, and then you took your love for welding, and you
That's
combined
it.
them together.
That's it. That's correct. Yeah.
And what do you enjoy about being able to teach welding? Because
it's really being able to see a person who has no experience in welding to take what they are learning and apply it. And hopefully when they leave Trinity Valley, they're able to obtain employment if that's what they want to do. If they're wanting to learn just for their own benefit, yeah, great. Yeah, it works for me if it works for them.
What's interesting is how quickly you see it feels. I'm just saying it as an outsider point of view. I feel like I see a lot of students go into the program, complete it, and then I see them immediately go into employment. There's one student that I talked to that's in the welding program that he was telling me about his current job and what he's been doing and everything.
Yeah.
So
the welding industry is it's unbelievable. Right now we are hearing anywhere from 350 to 400,000 jobs in the United States. A couple of years ago, Lincoln Electric, who is one of the major manufacturers of welding equipment and consumables, put some information out. Their study showed that 67% of all skilled labor jobs go unfilled every year. And so there's a huge demand for welders, and the money is very good. And the reason the demand, number one, is that there's very few things that we have that there's not welding involved somewhere, somehow. And the other thing is that the baby boomer generation was one of the last generations who were interested in the what we call blue collar type work, and the baby boomers are, you know, passing on or retiring or both.
Hmm.
And so that's leaving a big void. This needs to be filled. And so there's a tremendous amount of work.
Well, I remember we were working on a story together because we had just Board of Trustees had approved some improvements to
Right. Right.
welding and the buildings and to allow more opportunities. And you said that there was this need, and I remember it said by 2030 it may continue to double up that need.
It very easily could. We don't know exactly, but yeah, it could very easily be, 500,000 to 600,000 jobs out there by 2030. I just noticed yesterday there's a pipeline that's coming through the Athens area here,
Hmm.
and the uh, it's unbelievable. Some may know about the plans for a new gas powered electrical plant down around the Cayuga area, which is south of Athens here. And I was talking to a gentleman the other day. There is a huge pipeline coming from West Texas all the way just for that facility to provide natural gas for it. And so, yeah, there's work everywhere.
I mentioned the improvements to welding. Could you
Sure,
kind of talk about that a little bit?
you bet. We just recently put a gave our building a facelift.
Hmm.
We have new metal on the outside, nice shiny, pretty metal on the outside of the building. We also did some improvements around the building with some concrete to help with a flooding issue that we have. And what it also did for our students was provide an opportunity for us to expand into some areas to allow our students to experience more hands-on, real-world um, application. We've set up a what we call a cross-country pipeline simulator in the behind our building. We have a portable welding machine where we take pipe just like they would weld on a pipeline. We set it up back there. They cut it, prep it to be welded, and then weld it back together. Then cut that out and start it over. And so it gives them the opportunity to see what it's really like to an extent. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close. Probably the biggest difference is that we're not just a little ways from a convenience store, but most pipelines, you're a long ways from a convenience store. You're out in the middle of nowhere.
Hmm.
The other thing that we're looking forward, we possibly have the opportunity to make some more changes. I don't know that I can really reveal all of that here, but Dr. Morrison might say, "No, you don't need to be talking about that." Yeah, the future is very bright for our welding program here at Trinity Valley. Our administration is great. Our board of trustees, the improvements you were talking about, we made a presentation to them, and they were, yes, do this, and so we have, and it's good. It's good, real good.
I know more high schools in our community are offering some CTE programs. Are you seeing a lot of students that are coming in they go straight in from high school with maybe they have a little bit of background?
We see some of those students. We don't see near as many as we would expect from that. Um, we do have a few schools that are offering dual credit in welding, and so we do have some students that are completing, and the dual credit being that they're getting college credit and high school credit, so they're completing a certificate in welding while they're in high school,
Hmm.
and some of them are taking that on and going into the workplace and going to work with it. Some come on to us. We would love to see more of them come to us, and uh, we're our certificate that we offer is a little bit different than what they're doing at the high school level. So we would love for them to come on. And one thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, or maybe the students don't really understand, we're not we're not focusing on doing projects, building things as much as we are focused on teaching the student what they need to obtain employment.
Hmm.
We want them to be ready to go to work when they graduate from Trinity Valley. That's our goal, and eh, to go with that, fairly often I get calls companies looking for welders. Back in the spring, actually came through an email, a company that's based out of the Midland area was looking for 150 welders for a 4-year project in Corpus Christi. And then we have companies here local too that are looking for welders. So and it's really neat to see your students um, leave, get employment, become successful with it. Yeah, that's what really makes it all worthwhile.
You mentioned the certificate. What are all the levels of completion that a student could get? So if they're like, I want to go to school here, I want the certificate, but maybe I want a little bit more and continue to grow on my career in welding.
Sure. We offer 2 certificates right now. One of those is labeled a welding certificate, and it's what I would call an all-around certificate. They're going to learn to perform structural welds with SMAW, which is shielded metal arc welding, which is the old form of stick welding. Also, structural in gas metal arc welding, or GMAW, which is the old term for that was wire welding or MIG welding. Then we also have a pipe welding certificate, and so we teach them the basics, but yet it's kind of more than the basics in pipe welding. It's what they would see if they're trying to go to work pipeline work, or even in the industry where piping is used. What they're doing here would be applicable to those jobs as well. Then we also have an associate degree, and the associate degree is made up of all of the welding classes that we offer, along with academic classes. And that takes, on paper, it shows that it's 2 years. We have a lot of students that come through and they do it in less than 2 years because they'll pick up classes in the summertime, or maybe pick up an extra class in one of our 8-week semesters, something like that. And get the question quite often, which is better, a certificate or an associate degree? I think that all depends upon you as an individual and what you're wanting to do with it. Can you get a job with a certificate? Sure, you bet. Can you get a job with an associate's degree? Yes, you can. I think where it really comes into play is later on, once an individual has established themselves with a company, and that company says, hey, we might want to promote you, but we wish you had a little more education. Well, I've got an associate degree. Hey, that's what we're looking for. Yeah. So, yeah. We are in the process. That goes back with some of the things that Dr. Morrison might say, don't talk about that yet. Adding a TIG welding certificate. TIG welding is another form of welding that is widely used. It is mainly used for aluminum, metal, and stainless steel. We also use it on carbon steel, but it's highly sought after. Those individuals make very good money TIG welding. And we know that there's a demand, so we are in the process. We're using the old automotive building here on campus. It's going to be renovated, and so we're going to have a welding lab over there that'll be nothing but TIG welding. And so we're looking forward to that, looking real forward to that, yeah.
I was just about to ask, what do you see as the most on-demand type of welding that students need to learn?
Well, when we look at the welding industry, the manufacturing process, there's several different forms of welding that are used in it, but probably the main one is the GMAW, the gas metal arc welding or wire welding. Secondly, the TIG welding, and then third being the old SMAW, the old style of welding. When we get out away from the production side, pipeline work, work where we're not in a facility, we go back to the SMAW, the old stick welding. And it's kind of, there's a pretty good balance there. So to say that one outweighs the other, I don't know that it really does or doesn't. We just know that there is demand, and if a young person that enjoys working with their hands, enjoys a challenge, hey, give it a try. Never know.
I was gonna say, just to show the hands-on education that they get, and it kind of have a moment of a brag. What's really cool that I don't know if every welding program we see these types of things, but I've seen it in our welding program, is that we've seen it where we had the Christmas tree and that y'all were a part of that process
Right.
of the star. Our TVCC that's outside our
Right.
photo spot,
Right.
we were able to make that happen with our welding department.
Right.
The student I mentioned earlier, Mario,
Yes.
he did that bike rack that's
Right.
on the Athens campus.
Yeah.
So individuals that are considering welding are wanting to know what welding truly does at TVCC. They can come on campus to see actual examples of what welding
Sure.
can do for them.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's is pretty neat is that it doesn't happen all the time, but we do get to take on projects that are for the college, and that's fun. It also allows the students to they kind of feel like they're giving something back to the
Right.
school, and they are. They're giving their talents back, And so it's gives them the opportunity to do something besides just stand in a welding booth and run weld beads all day. They're actually taking raw material and creating something from it, and so it's fun to see them take what they're learning and use it. Yeah,
Is there a certain type of welding that you really enjoy teaching? And then going off of that, this last question.
I like all of it.
You like all of it?
I like all of it. In our general welding certificate, our fall classes are geared more along the lines of introductory type classes. And then in the spring semester, though, it's more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the spring semester, there's one particular class that I really enjoy teaching. It's an advanced SMAW class. And in that, the students are taking metal. They have to prepare it. Then they weld it back together. Then we actually perform a test on it, what's called a bend test. And so the metal is in a strip, and we bend that into the shape of a horseshoe to see if it's going to hold. And that's fun. That's kind of where the rubber meets the road. We're actually performing a very common weld test that is done for employment purposes. And so it's kind of fun to see the competitions that develop among students, and I tell them, hey, don't worry about what so-and-so's doing. You just worry about what you're doing. But it happens.
Mm-hmm.
They like to compete. Yeah. And so that's fun. I really enjoy that one. We also have a class. It is a layout and fabrication class. There's two of those. There's an intro and an intermediate class. And what that class is about is learning how to read drawings or prints. And it is really exciting and fun to see a student who has no idea what all those lines on that piece of paper mean. And within a few months, they're looking at that paper and they go out in the shop and they build what's on that paper. So they're absolutely being able to take something that is just printed on a piece of paper and come out with a finished product. That's good too. Yeah.
If someone was interested in welding or wanting to know a little bit more, how can they get in touch with you?
You can certainly call me on my office number. It's 903-675-6374. Or you can reach out, email, and my email is my initial T and then my last name, Sheram, SHERAM, @tvcc.edu. And I'll be glad to respond and answer questions. If we've got any moms and dads that are watching, or anybody, if you want to come take a tour of our facility, you want to come visit, just reach out to me. I'll be glad to set up a time to meet with you and talk and show you what we have to offer.
Is there anything else you would like to touch on that we didn't visit about today?
Oh, I just Trinity Valley is. I'm an alumni of Trinity Valley, and it is such a great place to be. I would not want to leave here without expressing the gratefulness that I have to our administration, Dr. Morrison, and all of the administration, and to our board of trustees for the support. And we have a caring campus. Mm-hmm. We have a program, mm-hmm. and you and I know what that's about. And but one of our goals here at Trinity Valley is, excuse me, when a student comes here, that they know that they're important. They truly are. And people can say, well, you got 25 of them in your class. How can one of them, all 25, be important? Well, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my class every year, Shady, I say, my goal as an instructor is not to see how many of you are going to fail. My goal as an instructor is to see how many of you become successful, because that's what it's about. Do we have to learn things? Sure, we have to. Do we have to assess whether learning is taking place? In other words, test? Yeah, we have to do that. But we want our students to be successful. We want them that when they leave here, that they were proud that they came to Trinity Valley and that they are able to take what they obtained and do with it what they want to do with it, whether that's employment or take it back to the farm or the ranch and just use it for their own purposes. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
From learning welding to a caring campus and everything more. That's everything in a little bit that we can offer you at
bet.
TVCC.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Well, thanks for hopping on today, Tom.
Hey, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You actually touched on what our topic will be next week, because you talked about dual credit and how we have some students with dual credit. Next week, we will be talking with our dual credit team.
All right.
And all about anything regarding that, what it's like to be a dual credit student. That is a fabulous part of TVCC that I'm very proud of.
It's a huge part of Trinity Valley.
Huge part. I mean, it's such a phenomenal thing that we're able to make. TVCC is so affordable and accessible for all students. Right. And then we add that individual part of our dual credit to make high school students able to do it.
Just a little over a month ago, we had graduation, Shady. How many were dual credits that graduated?
I know. It was
huge
a huge
number.
group. I think we had like almost, 400 was around the number. Do not quote me on the number, but I think we had about 400.
Yeah. I know that I called names for a long time. Yeah.
You were trying to get ready to have someone, hey, I need to tap out. We got to switch out for a little bit.
I announce names of our graduates as they walk across the stage. No, that's fun. It's fun to see the smiles and the knowing that they've accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So join us next week if you are a high school student or you're going into high school and you're considering dual credit as an opportunity at your school. Next week is really your chance to get to have all your answers, all your questions answered, all the information that you might need. We just hope you join us and learn everything that has to do with TVCC and dual credit. So bye, cards. Have a good day. Welcome to Trinity Valley Community College. At TVCC, we're more than a college, we're a community, a place where you can connect, grow, and create a future you're proud of. We provide you a variety of pathways and hands-on learning opportunities to find your path and success in the Valley. We offer you classroom settings where you aren't lost in the crowd, but stand out. Why attend TVCC? Why not? So what are you waiting for? Come find your pathway in the Valley and become a Cardinal today.